we get into the reaction, we want to let you know about a special discount sale right now over at blindwave.com with Beyond, where you can get 50% off your first time of getting Beyond. Half off.
$6?
$6.
Wow, that's crazy.
So you can go over to blindwave.com right now to get that with your code 10YEAR and enjoy some of our new Ride the Wave with 2 episodes a week, not just for One Piece.
Well, they could only...
Naruto.
The Good Place. Come read.
Arise, solo level.
That's a new show.
It is?
And it is always sunny in Philadelphia.
Hey guys, Blue Blonde, back. I'm Aaron.
I'm Calvin. Eric.
And we're back with your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, where last time we met Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We did. And we met some people that go to his genius school.
Yep.
Including Nico. Harry Osborn was there at some point. I don't think he was the genius school.
I don't know if he ever went to the school.
Yeah, I don't think he was the
No,
genius
but he
school.
did save him.
He did save him.
There was Pearl and Lonnie.
His former babysitter that he's trying to make transition into a love interest. Peter, I don't know if you can do that, man. That's a tall owner. And then she has a tall boyfriend in Lonnie.
Oh, we should ask a poll if anyone's ever dated their babysitter.
Yeah.
Does it count if you're like really old and you have like a younger babysitter? Like, you know, like when people get like real old, like wheelchair old, and they always have like that babysitter with them. And sometimes they're dating.
They're called caretakers.
Sometimes they're dating, but it's still a babysitter. You know what I mean? It's an oldie sitter.
And then they date?
Well, yeah, or
That's
married.
not a babysitter.
Like Bill Belichick or whatever. He's dating like that 20-year-old. And he's like 78 or something. You know?
Yeah.
Like that. Does that count?
Yep.
See? What's my point?
You had to adapt, and you did. You're already excelling at it.
I love how they're communicating silently.
That shows promise, and I want that promise. Working with me at Oscorp.
Cool. Wait, what?
I'm offering you an exclusive internship, Peter.
Cool. Wait, you mean make a job? You mean I get to work in a real lab doing real science with real scientists?
Unpaid.
That's kind of the whole idea.
Maybe,
yes.
maybe not.
It wouldn't interfere with his regular schooling, would it?
If it's Oscorp, I better. I want to get paid.
Yeah.
Does this internship happen to be paid?
I take good care of my people, Peter. Details can be ironed out when you come by the Oscorp Tower.
Paid internship, Calvin, see?
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow.
But he said details can be ironed out.
Unless you have another commitment.
It's not a yes, but it's not a no.
A lot of it feels like we're looking at a comic book, but we get to see the in-between the panels, too, you know what I mean?
That's really what it feels like, yeah. Especially with the character moving at 12 frames a second and everything else moving at a higher frame rate. It really feels like you could just take any one of those frames and it would be a perfect panel.
Yeah.
It's wet.
Oh yeah, Mike's got sweaty hands. That's why he always fumbles.
That's why he always fumbles.
Shouldn't be your center.
Why? Take it.
Don't drop it.
People's eyes.
Sorry, Mrs. Eberhard. I gotta go. Can't wait for the game, Lonnie.
Me either, man. I'm gonna go off.
There we go, win the game.
May's gotta be so proud.
Oh, yeah, she is. Totally. She says I'm really grown up.
Yeah, she even lets you stay
Grown
by
up.
yourself now. That's right.
I started Oscorp to be a leader in the industries that I believe will define our future. All these years later, I'm sticking to that promise.
So he threw a football to his future self.
Oh, God, no, don't be...
Damn it.
Oh, do we have time for a redo?
I am Asha, and I am from Wakanda.
Oh.
That's Amadeus, who is from the Lower East Side, while Jean hails from the Long Island. Where are you from, Peter?
Oh, me?
She
I'm
has
from
the
Queens.
beads. That's so cool.
Incredible. Each of us from places all over the world.
I am Dr. Whitman, and I will be overseeing you. Your squishy little brains will be juiced for all they're worth.
Jeez.
Why, Parker, you're finally up. I'll let Dr. Connors introduce herself.
Hi, Peter. I'm Carla Connors.
Her,
currently
huh?
in Oscorp's Energy Research Division.
Oh, energy research. Wow, Wow, that sounds really cool.
I'm glad you think so, Peter. It's what we will eat, sleep, and breathe while we work together on your intern project. In your case, we'll be focusing on trying to create a new self-sustaining battery of sorts.
Oh, you mean like the Stark Arc reactor?
Exactly like
Stark
that.
Arc reactor.
Except not like that, because he patented that.
Hey guys, how's it been going?
I was just talking
We're
about
watching TV instead of letting Joe talk again.
Crusher Hogan!
Firefighters are unable to contain the flames while the arsonist remains active in the abandoned structure.
Wait, don't change it.
why? It's just the news, dude.
I just really like fire. Love watching it burn.
It's a bit of a red flag, Peter.
Building only 2 blocks.
Deuces. Parker out.
I'm going to go hide the matches.
That would be my first.
Just
What?
once.
No, go ahead. Your first thing would be hide matches too?
Maybe if he like sees fire and then he gets a compulsion to leave very quickly.
As you can see, I'm kind of busy here. Developers paying me buku bucks.
Developers, yep. Burn it down because it was red tagged. We want to build on it.
You're looking at the future site of 52nd Street's newest luxury high-rise.
Wait, we're on 51st Street.
Huh?
Damn, is he in the wrong building?
You got the wrong building.
You're burning the wrong building down, dude.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me! This place is a dump! It was begging to go up in flames! I still got plenty of fuel!
His webbing is in.
Oh,
shit.
And I'll torch you too!
I love the power panels.
Fire extinguisher.
You are coming in hot right now. How about you cool off? My 15-minute break ended 25 minutes ago, so I was really hoping this wouldn't turn into a whole thing.
Oh, it's definitely a thing!
It's like a fire version of Shocker.
Yeah, right.
Ooh, my bad.
Ooh. Don't like this place on fire, please.
Hey, I am so sorry. I really did not mean to hit you that hard. I guess I still don't know my own. Hey, I was apologizing.
I don't need an apology.
No, there's pets in here.
What the? Time for walkies.
I'm done chasing you.
He's like trying to save all the
God.
animals. No! Don't put these
Oh my
things
God!
together.
Why?
That thing went primal quick.
Okay, next suit's gotta be fireproof.
Oh, you bug boy.
Not quite. Here, eat up. It'll make your coat nice and shiny.
Ooh, blue. Fishies.
Is that a knockout? Did I knock you out?
Now he knocked him out.
Sorry, dude.
I am not your groovy camp counselor who will let you sip a cold one and go skinny dipping in the lake.
Relax, Bentley. That's enough.
No, he needs to understand.
Mr. Osborn wants a word with you.
Tell him I'm busy, you worthless walkie-talkie
Not
talkie.
Not you. I meant him.
Oh.
Finally.
I'm sorry, Peter.
Well, it's not what everybody expects it to be.
Rip to your future career prospects, bro.
Even though our time together was short, I will never forget you.
I won't lie. There's a really good chance I will forget you. Bye, Peter. Guess you got busy. I'm bailing on this party. Talk to you later.
So,
Mm-hmm.
you're Spider-Man.
No! Dang it!
Now is the time to say we do have 4 episodes early access at blindwave.com. I want to watch more too. I started the episode being like, I wonder if he knows he's Spider-Man. And now I've ended the episode.
Ooh, he knows he's Spider-Man?
Yeah.
But not then. At a later date, they learned.
Sure, yeah.
Or maybe he had a idea, and that's why he offered it in the first place. I don't know. It might be speculation.
I mean, the idea of just having, like, here are really brilliant kids. Peter Parker's always been very brilliant. Seems that he's looking for probably young, brilliant minds that he can exploit and, take take advantage of the best he can, maybe, or build into scientists that can help his company continue to grow.
Yeah,
it just depends on how he is and what he's like. Because like Nico
what he's
said,
willing to sacrifice.
Like Nico said, like no one gets that rich without doing some bad stuff, right?
Yeah.
You think about like Tony Stark and how rich the Stark name was, but they made weapons, sold weapons, smuggled weapons, all that kind of stuff. And then it wasn't until Tony was like, I don't want to do that stuff anymore, that things started to change.
Yeah.
And then his company did not like him, and his board was mad at him because they were losing money.
Yep.
I don't think so, Tony.
So, right. I just wonder how bad is Osborn. How bad is Osborn in this world? Will he know this and be like, "Let me help you do more"? Why was there? That was an Oscorp logo on that fire dude, right?
There was, yeah. It was an OSC logo.
I am eye on him. He ain't getting me. Again? I ain't getting got.
I hope they do the exact same thing and it works again.
Yeah.
In case you haven't watched it, we had another Spider-Man show we reacted to where Eric was got.
I was also got.
Spectacular Spider-Man. I like that he's taking notes on how he can improve his suit next time.
Yeah, I mean that's
fireproof next time.
What you always have to do, and I think that's the MCU Spider-Man too, right? Where he keeps doing things and is like, I had to adjust my goggles because of this. I had to adjust these because of that. It's really cool.
Yeah,
we need to not have cords on my arms. Where
he got caught on the glass there. Like if that got cut or ripped or something, would it just?
I have to imagine, unless he turns off the hose in the back, it's gonna, and then he doesn't have web fluid in the left one.
Yeah.
So it splits to both.
He kind of had a look at the arsonists. I don't know if that guy has a name or whatever, but he was like looking at his wrist canisters or something, almost with a look. I thought with like a look of like, like maybe I'll make changes based on this design or something. But maybe I just was reading into that. Did you notice a moment like that at all?
I thought it was like we were saying when you looked at the logo, and I thought he was looking at the
Is it just logo?
Oscorp logo.
I thought that might be what it, but it could also be.
There was a part of me that was just like, well, maybe he'll,
maybe he hasn't really realized.
Like after he beat him.
Yeah, it definitely is more on the logo. I was just kind of thinking of too, like, I wonder if he'll continue to upgrade his suit.
Sure.
As this goes.
I imagine so.
I was just on the lookout.
I don't think he keeps the cords for too long.
Yeah.
That would be definitely an annoying thing to have to deal with all the time.
If it were me, honestly, I would put the cords inside of my shirt. That way, at least they ran up my back and then down my arms, rather than hanging from my waist and then going to my wrists.
Sure.
Or have some kind of harnessing system to keep them more in order. Because I'm swinging around and webbing and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to try and shoot like under my arm at somebody and then accidentally get the cord from my web slinger.
Yeah. But also in this same idea, if that's an Oscorp invention, if it has some way of a fuel source and he's able to do it with just this area and not the rest. Like, maybe that's something at Oscorp that Osborn could be like, hey, we have this and this and this. Let's make you better, I don't know. Tony Stark, that's the thing he did, right? He gave him better equipment and suits and AIs and stuff to use, and maybe Osborn would do the same thing. It's just a matter of how much does that help and how good is Osborn, and, he becomes a Green Goblin or something. Well, now he already knows his name, so that's not good.
Is, in the comics, Osborn taking or developing his serum is trying to recreate the Captain America serum, right?
It's a super soldier-like, right?
I just know like so many characters have gotten their start trying to recreate what happened with them.
There's a lot.
And I think Osborn's one of them.
It's for the military, right?
It definitely was in like the Maguire movie.
Yeah.
Was it? Trying to remember in some of the other things. Like a lot of the ones I think of are like video form versus the comics. So I don't remember what the comics would have been.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what it was in. I don't really remember a strength formula for like Green Goblin, like the '90s cartoon. But it might be a formula for that.
I just wonder if the Captain America photo that we saw hints towards that at all, or is it more just a flavor for the universe that we're in?
Yeah, because we had a Hawkeye mention. We've had the Iron Man dangly in the window. in the car.
We've had a mention of a Stark Tech arc reactor.
Yeah. So,
And we have Dr. Carla Connors.
Yes.
Where'd they say Amadeus was from?
South Central,
South Central?
I think is what they said.
I was wondering what it was because there was Wakanda.
Or like Lower East Side or something like
There
that.
was Wakanda and Long Island. And then I was like, oh, where did they say Amadeus was from? And I missed it.
Jean is from somewhere.
Long Island.
Long Island?
Yeah.
The Lower East Side.
Lower
While
East Side.
Jean
Okay.
All over the world.
Yes, it's just her from, not from New York.
That's what I was thinking, right? Because that's why I was like, oh man, where's Amadeus from?
Yeah, sure.
Because I got Long Island and I got Wakanda and I wrote down Amadeus and then I was like, oh dang, I didn't get where Amadeus was from. She said they were from all over the world. Where was he from? Like, oh, they're all from New York? Queens,
for her.
Long Island, Lower East Side, and Wakanda.
I mean, she might not know what the Lower East Side is. She might not know where Queens is.
Sure, depending on how familiar she is with different things. Like,
Like,
oh, you're from somewhere else. Oh, you're from somewhere else. Right?
Americans have this thing where if someone from another country asks where we're from, we say our state, not the United States or, something like that. We just assume the other countries know where that is and where we're from, right? So maybe that's similar.
Sure.
Like maybe you wouldn't assume that everyone is from here. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I was just curious with getting them. I've been curious on a lot of characters we've been getting on, like, especially with, like, Dr. Connors. Like, typically it's a he.
Looks like she'll be a good-looking lizard.
If they go that way. So, like,
good-looking lady.
Is there other things, like, I'm curious on what Lonnie's role is going to be, because that's not a character that I'm familiar with in any comics or other medium of Spider-Man. So does he fill the role? Like, I wasn't familiar with Ned until he was in with Tom Holland. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see, like, what kind of roles we get with them, or this science team here, who they are going to be.
Sure. Yeah.
So
we briefly saw Harry again here, but he doesn't seem like he's.
Sure, he was on the news.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know if Peter realizes who he saved.
I don't think so.
You know?
He might not yet.
Like, that is probably more of a connection as to... No, because that's Spider-Man, too, if he didn't know. I was going to say, if he knew he was Spider-Man, but he didn't know he was Spider-Man until now.
Unless he just...
Similar to you, I was going with the same assumption. Maybe he knows, like Iron Man did.
I mean, he could have known, but it's only now until he got actual proof to confront Peter with, versus just saying, like, "Are you sure?" Or,
sure. Like, he suspected him
maybe.
to be. And you
I'm
saved my
only
son.
saying that just because of the mirroring of
Tony.
that he's taking Tony's spot. Yeah.
It is interesting that he said, like, make sure the first thing you do when you come here is to come to my office and see me, and then no one let him go there.
Yeah.
It's almost as if he was trying to get him to, like, well, I could just get up there if I just webbed up the stairs or, whatever,
Sure.
I don't know. Was he waiting for him to do that?
I don't know. I left that little intro video down the lobby, though, where he throws the football to himself.
That is funny. We should have done that. Like, when we started Blind Waves, like, what if we're, like, really big one day? We, like, have a cheesy commercial where we pass the football back and forth to our, like, younger and older selves.
We should do that now. That way, if there's ever a thing in the future, you always can go back to it.
It's true.
Guys, I've always thought in the past that I could help the future. And you just throw it. That's all you just say something very generic. That
and
way,
one day
your future self can just catch the football and and that's why I created Oscorp. You know, like you can just do that.
I always knew I was destined for different and great things.
Yeah.
And then you can just be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah. I own a.
You
I own this
you
huge
record like a
thing
couple
and-
hundred of them.
Yeah. Or save these for the future.
We saw Crusher Hogan on the television as well. Usually that's the wrestler that he goes against the night Uncle Ben dies, right? Was that for before Crusher Hogan? I just wonder if that story is still in there, or if it's just a homage to it. Like, we don't know exactly how this Uncle Ben died, the circumstances, all that stuff.
No, and it seems that he was dead before he got powers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So It is a little different on a lot of that.
The day he got dropped off at school, he was like, "Ah, man, it's really hard without Uncle Ben."
Yeah.
And then that day, he got bit.
Yeah.
So yes.
So
Well, maybe Uncle Ben went away. Went to he traveled to somewhere else, like California. Yeah, it was real hard this week.
Like he's an over-the-road driver.
He had to drive away.
He's a truck driver, and he's just on the road this week. Yeah, I don't know. I suppose that would be very shocking. I would love if a Spider-Man...
Uncle Ben just shows back up.
He just shows up with like a trucker tan and shit.
Hey, I'm back.
Like, we missed you so much.
Thank goodness. Always remember Uncle Ben's.
Come to find out, he's like a trucker that works for like Oscorp or something, delivering technology to various labs and stuff, and that's something that kills him. That could be interesting.
Eric, were you making a truck sound, or what was that?
No.
This intro, I saw the thing with 2 different colored eyes, and I'm trying to connect what that is too. So, interesting.
Well, Spider-Man has white eyes.
That they had that.
Peter Parker has brown eyes.
What's your point?
Those are 2 different colored eyes.
That's not.
Calvin solved it. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. It's a long time, I had to remember it. We have more over at BallonaWave.com. You can check out the next 4 reactions over there, which this is a very short show, so you'll be able to get most of the season right now.